Chuggalos, welcome back to day 15 of the Brew Crew Podcast Advent Calendar 2023. It's Friday, so you know what that means. It's Matt's Fuck Off Friday. It's approximately 8 o'clock in the morning. I've just spent like the last hour and 20 minutes either uploading videos or checking out everyone's cuvee reviews from the previous night. Both Chuggalos Stev and Chuggalo JT and Chuggalos Phil had awesome videos. Both of them addressed the cuvee, the troll in the room, the issue with the troll in the room, which was awesome. A special shout, please go check out JT and Phil's review because there was a clever edit in there. So if you're just listening to it, you're not going to catch it because JT is getting really good at being able to hide the rough edges. I wish I could get him to work on my videos, but he does brilliant things with the mothership. But their video, it was quite good. Spoiler alert, they forgot the tip that I gave them that I was tipped off by Chuggalo Mikey and other people. So again, exciting stuff. It's day 15. I'm excited because it's one of my favorite things to do in the morning, obviously day drink. But today we have a double dry hopped IPA from Kings County Brewing Collective, and we'll go into them in a little bit. It's called Nectar Protector. I love rhymes when it comes to beers. Again, own your gimmick. This one is awesome. It's got a canned on date that's really, it's getting washed out in the camera. I apologize. But it's bold. It's a white box, and it says it's canned on the 29th of September, 2023. So rather fresh. I'm going to go with the crack. There's interesting conversations. A lot of people, especially with Tavor in the craft beer community. Oh, that's juicy. Oh, that's delightful. Delightful in the morning on a morning I don't have to work. But what I'm saying about the freshness, especially with IPAs, Tavor, which is Chuggalo Mikey's used them, I've used them to have beer delivered to our house. You can get beer from all over the country, and it was really the only way up until about 18 months ago you could get Anchorage in Ohio. And again, the reason why I bring it up is because the freshness argument on Craft Beer Geeks, especially as relates to IPAs, is heating up. And what I mean by that is Tavor apparently warehouses a lot of these beers, and if you don't get it within like the first 6 or 7 weeks from when it was brewed, it starts declining rapidly. And I for myself, I don't notice it, but there's other people that are vehemently against using Tavor for that fact. I think a lot more of it is they're just trying to outsource themselves from the cost that's associated with Tavor, because you're paying a premium, even though it's $15 or $20 to flat ship, no matter if you order one beer, or I think the most I ordered was, 4 large cases, over 100 beers, it was $15 flat fee, but I didn't really care. I wasn't too worried about the freshness. I know on the app, again, I would still utilize it, but they don't ship to Ohio for, a multitude of different reasons. But I know on the app they were just getting into this was bottled on this date because Tavor knew that was one of the arguments that people had for it. All right. So anyways, this is going to be a little bit of a longer episode, so I apologize. But if you want the content, it's going to be good because we're going to go over some of my stats for the year. 8% ABV on this for a double dry hop. So right in that expected IPA range where you're expecting the ABV to be anywhere from like the mid 7s to the 9s. The alcohol is there. This is kind of my first impression of this beer. Is it's kind of a one note. There's not a lot of. I mean, I get that fresh, that alpha acid nose, but I don't get too much more on the palate. It doesn't really push anything. But anyways, let's go to our first. We got Team Smoke Show with Team Kate up north. Let's check out her review here.
So today we have a DIPA. It's the Nectar Protector. So the little guy on the can looks like he's, from Transformers, like Bee's cousin. So obviously it's going to be citrusy, pretty sweet, and it's exactly the way it came across. I like this one but there's not a whole lot of pizzazz to it. I would say this gets a 3 from me. And sorry for my delay and gap in videos. I was doing quite a bit of adulting. So, cheers.
Always concise. I wish I could keep my reviews that short. But it wouldn't really be too much of a show if it was just that short. It would be just like the clips or the TikTokers. But anyways, I like the concise. Again, always with a smile. She could take a 0.25 beer and be like, at least it would take chalk off pavement. Man, as I sit in here ruminate on this, like I'm my palate, maybe it's just in the morning or whatever, is just clamoring for more. Be it a bigger crescendo on the palate or more hops, maybe more aggressively hopped. It's like I always talk about the alpha acids or the acridness, and I crave that, but there's something just like tapering off there, like malingering on the palate. It's interesting. I really had high hopes because the New York beers that we've had so far this Advent calendar and that I've had experienced with, there's a lot of drive, a lot of special thought put into it, and I'm still just trying to figure out what's going on with this beer. But anyways, as I do that, let's check out some websites. Sorry, Stacy. All right, turn off my webcam. So Kings County Brewers Collective. Again, so kcbcbeer.com. Let's check it out. I already did the age check. Look at that. Look at that artwork. Wow. Oh, sorry, Stacy. This looks like almost like a Nintendo slipcover NES game. Just with, you wouldn't get these graphics or whatever in the game, but you know what I mean. People of a certain generation. The Brewed in Bushwick, so as we know, that's a part of the greater New York City metropolitan area. Motley crew of Brooklyn-based brewers. Our second Brooklyn-inspired beer. The reason why I keep scrolling down here is there's something interesting. Opened in 2016. Donations request. Because, again, they're a brewers collective, and one of their main goals is to give back to the community. You can request a donation. Like if you're hurting financially or other means, you can request a donation, which I thought was very cool, and I haven't seen that before. But again, emphasis on community here. That these tables are tight. You get more, especially in New York, where you're really worried about your profitability versus per square foot. So anyways, let's go to their About. I already have that up. About brewing beer in Bushwick. And again, Bushwick was home to a large German immigrant population in the late 1800s, which was when a lot of my ancestors came to Wisconsin. More so the farmers and not the urbanites that were coming from Germany. And Brewers Row. At one point, there's 14 breweries operating in a 14-block area, which is quite a lot. But for somebody that's from Wisconsin and we have 21 bars in a 2-block radius, granted, they're not brewing, but when they're exporting your wares upon their character, and whopping 10% of beer produced in this is a neat stat. By the turn of the century, 10% of the beer produced in the U.S. just came from Brooklyn, not New York City as a whole, but just one of the main boroughs. And again, since opening in 2016, and again, it looks like all of their wares are in pint cans. So an automatic bonus point from Matt here. 30 full-time employees. That's awesome. Anyways, open 7 days a week. And then, there you go, JT. An ouch out to even the artist. Okay. So, cool. Very cool. I dig the website. Everything's bold. Nothing's buried. It works. It functions very well. And then we'll go to the Untapped. 8% ABV is only 300 people have had this beer, which is interesting. And the weird thing is, it's a double dry hopped or an imperial. The IBUs aren't available. That's crazy. And you see, I have my as a spoiler alert, I have my Untapped beer and review. So we're gonna go over that after I score this beer. Let's bring this down. All right. I want more. And it's not just the morning. This is like a one note. It's not as finely balanced as I was hoping it would be. I think this is their standard. The best part of this beer definitely is the name and the artwork and all of the information associated with it. This is not going to turn me off. I just hope that this isn't the finest example of what they brew. Off the top rope, I'm going to be at a 3.25 on this. I'm going to have to remember the scores. If you follow me on Untapped, I was going through because I had my Untapped reviews up, and I was trying to really figure out my stats or whatever, and I was like, I really didn't check in a couple of these beers. And it's hard for me to get down on people about it when I don't do it myself. I know I just uploaded a couple of the Up North crew, and they're like, yeah, we kind of gang tape these. We're not like Matt and doing them every day, and I come down on people quite a bit for that, and maybe a little bit too harsh. I just set up my phone so I make sure I do the review. It's just important for me, the integrity of the game for myself, and I shouldn't project that so much on people. So that's on me, and I will try to do better. I give it a day or two, and I'll be back to the old ways. All right. Yeah, off the top rope, a 3.25 on this. I would look for more Kings County stuff. I don't know if we're going to be able to see it too much. Besides our friends at the Barrel House, I've never seen this out in the wild. Maybe I've seen it on Tavor, but it's been a couple of years. Everything wants to be good. The pint can, double dry hopped. It's just missing that oomph or that signature that trails off for this. Like if this is their daily drinker or something like that, even though it's a double dry hopped and it's different from like a Truth or a Boat Show, I don't know if I brought that up. I'll have to talk about that. We were just at a bowling outing. I think I did on my Uncle Eddie episode, but $26 for a pitcher of Truth and $32 for a pitcher of Boat Show. Incredible. But you know, it's all helping out and helping out the community, and you know, if that's the prices and people are willing to pay it, that's awesome. 3.25 on this. It just leaves me wanting more, and that's unfortunate. The 8%, neither here nor there. I would say you could taste it more than you can't taste it. It's not well hidden or balanced or refined or whatever. But again, you're on my radar with all the other incentives and the good things you do, the community and the awesome website. I want to be in, and I'll be watching for you. But while I drink this, let's go over some numbers. Let's go my year, the Matt year in review. Let's bring back up the website. All right. So global stats, I think we'll try to do that with JT. I know we've got, we'll have to figure out the rest of the year with the holidays and everything, but let's go to Matt's stats. So anyways, I love the aforementioned Nintendo motif. Scroll to start. I like how it's vacillating a little bit. So keep scrolling. And I haven't looked at this. I promise. Your top rated beer was Utopia's barrel aged 120 minute, of course. It was checked in 9,000 times by others. I expect that number to be higher in the years to come as that beer ages and refines a little bit in bottle conditions. Let's take a trip. Remember the best. These are the top 5 beers you rated. Black Tuesday, Cherry Fandango, Odin's Skull. I don't remember that beer. And Bella. Bella. So one Ohio brewery. I don't remember the Odin's Skull. I'm gonna have to go check that out. And forget about these. That UA Black Seltzer. UA makes just dynamite beers as that rebrewer out of Waunakee, Wisconsin, and that seltzer was just abhorrent. It was like it was like liquid black licorice, which is an ouch out today to my bandana. I'll bring my bandana back up real quick as I'm wearing a Jägermeister bandana. That's a Jägermeister flip down. All right, we'll go back to the website. Sweet Child of Vine, that's Fulton, so that's out of Minneapolis, and then the McKellar Beer Geek Breakfast. So anyways, I'm not too hateful. Those are my lowest. I didn't have any real drain pours. That black seltzer, though, that was a disappointing 4-pack. All right. Check-ins. Oh my, wow. Down. But as I pointed out, I've got to get better at checking them in. So anyways, Friday, I think Monday I was up. Well, I know why I was down. I wasn't drinking for 4 months. Yep. So that okay. 366, 279. I didn't drink for the deployment, which is about right-ish. So, anyways, fuck off Friday, rain and true with 78. See that middle of the week and then amping up to the weekend. Podcast day, obviously. Average rating, I am way too nice. That I'm not surprised by that. 3.96 for the audio listeners. Your first check-in was cherry sour a la mode at the Growler guys, because I was with Chuggalo Mikey. It was one of my 47 trips back to Eau Claire. Your top drinking buddy was Jay. It's JT. That should be JT. He's one of these clever guys that has a space. That's his iconography. JT, Chuggalo Mike, Chuggalo Seth, Chuggalo Ryan, Chuggalo Stev. Look at that. I'm not surprised by any of these numbers. JT and I record the mothership, which is awesome. The best friend, the beer connoisseur, and then Chuggalo Ryan and Chuggalo Stev. God, I wish I could drink more with all of these guys. JT, we need to disperse some of your beers down onto the others, and I'll just tag you. He won't see it anyways. All right, your top badges. Chuggalo Seth is very much into badges. I don't know what any of these are. You earned 221 badges, 73 less than last year. Again, less beers. King's Table. I haven't been to King's Table in months. I've talked about this quite a bit. Cool Kids Club. Can't remember any of that. Styles. 10 different styles. Missed opportunities. Your most check-in was American IPA, not... You drank 158 unique breweries, 450 TG, Warped Wing, Drecker. I'm happy with all of those. Those are all places that I either go to with Warped Wing, or anytime that they have something new out, I'm buying it immediately. I want to pump those brewery numbers up, but a lot of that stuff is sitting in the cellar. 48 unique venues, 12 less than last year. Church Room Bar, that's the home. KT. King's Table, sorry, not Caterade, so KT, Barrel House. York Brewing Company, that's when I was up with Seth and Chuggalo Mikey before my deployment, and Ashley's Pastry Shop. I think that was one where we just found one to check in. I love the year beer and review. Oh, sorry, Stacy. I like seeing what happened and everything, and it's just awesome that happened. I like that it aggregates that, and you use that information as you will, businesses, to cater beer selections my way. Man, what a Friday! What a way to start off. Again, fired up. I just have all the energy in the world for these early morning ones. I know. On the 17th we got a special episode. JT's keeping some of the cards close hold. I don't know who's going to be there. I know what we're going to be drinking, at least for the leadoff beer. I don't know any other assorted shenanigans that he has going on. But I'm going to go into it optimistic, because I know every time we go over to the Carriage House, it's an absolute banger of a time. God, that space is unparalleled, and in just how conducive it is to conversation and just taking part. Because every time you look somewhere new, he's got it. There's something new or pleasing to the eye, or just everything is placed with care. So off the top rope, Nugget Protector again, 3.25. Was hoping for more, but that's all right. It was something new, and it was something different from someone new. That's all I got for today's episode. We went through a lot, a meaty episode. I appreciate all the views. We're back at 106 for subs, so that's awesome. Again, I'll be around. I don't work again. I know I said this last night. I don't work again until 2 January. So if you even want to get together digitally, or you want to roll over to King's Table or something like that, or downtown Dayton, please let me know. Contact me on the socials or whatever. I'm definitely good to buy you a beer or two. But outside of that, until next time, cheers.